how do we remember Astad Debu? Astad Debu, with his dramatic photographs. It could be in his unitard time with Shantanu Shore, and across the years, photographers have just loved capturing his many moods and his flowing garments and his sparse simplicity, because so much of Astad's personality and actually his photo sessions were performances of their own. So now to talk to us about what kind of a subject Astad Debu was is a photographer who has been actually capturing him for decades. Neelesh Kale from Pune is here to tell us about why Astad Debu was such a very special, and how they inspired one another. So I'm waiting to welcome and have this conversation with Neelesh on the occasion of Astad's 74th birthday. Good morning. There you are. Okay. Okay, I'm turning comments off so we can see your face. Yeah. Well, we're all wishing Astad happy birthday today. And I was going through your Instagram, Facebook, profile, and I've noticed that you really love capturing bodies, moving bodies, in as close to starkness as possible. I know you are a stylist as well, but when you were photographing Astad, there was something very deeply personal. I have to ask you about this one image. The audience may not know it, but Astad, bare skin, with his feet astride and his hands like this. If you remember that, right? That was such a...
That was my second or third shoot.
Yeah, that was
my second or third shoot. In leotards, he was in the bodysuit. And the first shoot was that impossible triangle. And there is a story actually. I saw Astad in a concert in NCPA. Before that, I'd never seen him.
Which year was this, Neelesh?
In Tata.
Which year?
This must be 25 summer.
Okay.
And summer 1990.
Okay.
And in Tata Theatre, that stage turned, and Astad was in the fight and turning.
Yeah, fine.
7-8 minutes, and it's like it was just hypnotic. And after the concert, I went backstage to meet him, and I told him I want to work with you. So he said, "Darling, I don't work with everybody." I said, "Okay." At least I want to show you my work. He said, "I live in Grant Road, and my studio is on PP Road." Yeah, so close by. Problem. He gave me a time, and I went to see him. Actually, when I met him that time, I already started working on body forms. So I had my body form portfolio. He liked my work, and he was like, "I'll give you one shoot." So I said, "Okay." So when he came for the shoot, I had that impossible triangle, the NC Asia's impossible triangle, which is like this, like straight line, like this, and one that goes up, and then this tip that matches this tip. So that's how it creates that illusion. And he had no idea what was happening. The camera was on tripod. I told him sit there, and I'm he sat there and started doing his thing. And I got the pictures. Then I processed the pictures, went to him and showed him the pictures. And he was so happy.
Wow. Okay.
And that's where it triggered. Then he was okay to work with me. We were close by, and he used to demand, next week we are shooting. So I used to be okay, and it was an absolute pleasure working with him. For a couple of reasons, I learned a lot from him. I'm not a dancer. I'm a body person, but I'm not a dancer. But for any artist, the ability to improvise, I guess that is something that makes a difference between people who learn art and who practice art and people who nurture, develop, or do further
enhancement in arts, and Astad had that ability. I used to do different experiments in Astad. Once I remember, I used to like whatever I used to find, like in either udhar raste pe, like which I used to feel can make a good prop kind of a thing. I used to pick it up, and I used to offer him, these are the options. Like, what would you prefer? Once I picked up one stupid aluminum का वो जो कट करते हैं ना, बड़ा का बड़ा
Yes.
शीट,
Yeah.
तो वैसा कट किया था, and because the way they cut it, it had rolled and it looked beautiful, and I had that with me and I showed that to Astad, and Astad got excited. He was like, yeah, because you do that and like that round circles, like they just jump. And he started playing with it. I was doing pictures and it did cut his finger. And he was bleeding. Like, and I was like, Kidhar bola? Like, it's like, I hope he comes back again. But he was good. Like, very sporty. I've heard his stories about he having hot temper and like, but I've met him before concerts on backstage in my studio. I never saw him like, getting agitated or angry. Like he was like cool. Like, he used to come, uh, like he used to demand whatever he wanted. Like even later on also, like we had a pact. Like he used to call me and he used to tell me, darling, I want my picture tomorrow. So I used to say, okay. Then I used to post his picture. Then after posting picture, like he'll comment something, he'll call me and he'll say, send it to me on WhatsApp, because he has got a huge circle who were not on Facebook or Insta. So he'll WhatsApp everybody and he'll demand a response. So like,
Yeah.
if someone doesn't respond back, he'll ask them, like, how did you
Yes, because I was part of that. I was part of the WhatsApp group, Nilesh, and just looking at the folder, I think I have more than 100, at least more than 100 images of Astad,
can
just
you hear
there.
me?
And but yes, I can hear you and I can see you. Yes, I can hear you. Don't worry, we can continue.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay.
Oh, it's coming
Yeah.
here also.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Are you okay?
There's a lot of disturbance. Yeah,
Okay. So,
little better.
okay. So now you, I think, did perhaps the last photo shoot with Astad when he didn't tell you that he was not well, but he came to Pune for a photo shoot. Is that correct? July of 2020.
Yes, that was before Diwali.
Yes.
Uh, it was before Diwali. I'm sure Asad knew like something was not right with him.
Hmm.
I 100% know.
Okay.
He called me and he said like, I want to come for a photo shoot. I haven't gone out of Bombay since a lot. Yeah, come on. And then we decided on Saturday before Diwali. And he came and was doing pictures. And then normally, like, the way we used to work was like, he used to come and used to pull out his clothes. I used to sequence like that before and that, before and that, before. And I used to have the studio prepped anyway.
He was getting tired and he was sitting on and off. Like, so I asked him like, Asad, what happened? Like, are you not well? He was like, nahi, bacha, I'm tired. Like, I didn't sleep well and I drove all the way. So I said, relax, like, there's no rush kind of a thing. So we stop work kind of a thing. And then while leaving, he said, like, post one picture today and then one picture on the Diwali day. So I said, okay. Initially, when I was in Sydney, I used to post stuff, like, as and when I felt like. After I came back here, we had a pact. Like, he used to tell me, like, post, and then I used to post. Because he used to welcome everybody's post on his page, and I never liked that idea.
Hmm.
For me, Asad was such a big person that someone just coming on his Facebook and saying hello was not a thing. Like I wanted Astad to have his page where his things are there. Like, like today, if I go back on his page, I just want to see what all were his thoughts, his images, like,
Right.
his immediate responses kind of a thing. Not like Janta writing down things here, there, and like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But he said, no, 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 no. I like everybody doing that. So I'll tell you, like, when I want picture. And you put a picture. So that Saturday, I did post a picture and he called me. He liked the picture. I did a video clip also. This was the only time I've done video of Astad performing. Before that, I'd never done any video work with Astad. And then on the Diwali day, he called me and he was like, Happy Diwali and this and that. I've got a sad news, but I won't tell you now. I'll tell you after Diwali. I don't want to spoil your Diwali. So I said, anything serious? He said, no, no, no. Everything is okay. Like, I'll tell you in a couple of days. So it was like that. And then after Diwali, he calls me and he tells me, I wasn't, after I came back from Pune, like the next day, I had a lump in my armpit. So I went for biopsy and it's like this. And I was completely shaken up. I had no idea about lymph node cancer, like how that functions or works, or like, how it grows and all that kind of stuff. And we had decided in December I'll go and stay with Asad for 5 days. And I still have a lot of unprocessed pictures of Asad, which were negatives, which were thin, which were not, I was not able to print them in those days, kind of thing. But today with the digital, you can, like, work on those pictures. So I wanted to sit with old man and like show him the pictures which he hasn't seen and which even I haven't processed, and like, do some of his sound recording and like, spend some time with him, because we all knew he had limited time. And this lymph node cancer is crazy. It just spreads everywhere and like, there is a limited time. And 12th of December, I was supposed to be in Bombay for 5 days. And 10th, early morning, 3 o'clock, and I went to Bombay. But still, I refuse to believe, like, he's not around. Like, I can still, it's not that I hear his voice, but if I remember Astad, I remember his tone, the ways to talk, like, the ideas, his thinking process was very peculiar. Like, you give him anything in his hand and he'll start playing with it. He'll start playing with it. And then he'll emerge with something out of that. Like, you give him you give him anything, absolutely anything. Even if you give him a cup in his hand and ask him to do something, like, his body had such a rhythm and like such grace. Like, whatever he could do, like, he used to pull out something out of it. His extempo improvisations were the best. And most of his concerts, like, leave those ones with the big troops and all those things happened later on. But his initial works, where he used to be on his own, no two concerts used to be the same. He will do something here and he'll do something there. Like, depending upon his mood, audience, space, lighting, like, everything, like whatever inspires him, he will improvise, he'll improvise, he'll improvise. So his dance form was, for me, was very parallel to something like Indian classical musicians
Mm.
when they are performing. It's not like someone is playing a symphony, like, which is written down and then you're just performing that.
Or jazz.
Asad's performance was like an Indian classical performance where
Yeah. Or even jazz. You just sort of take a riff and then you just keep improvising. Yeah, that's amazing.
you like,
Okay, we're going to end this conversation. I'm going to thank you for joining us and
okay.
thank you for the hundreds and the 25 years of images.
No
that you've
problem.
given us.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah?
Let's remember Astad.
Happy birthday, Astad.
Let's celebrate his
Yes.
inspiration.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
And